Great Day Houston's Tech Corner, powered by Xfinity, the future of awesome.
Welcome back to Great Day. When a lot of us were kids, the summer break meant hopping on a bike and discovering the neighborhood. Today, a lot of kids prefer the comforts of home, curled up on the sofa playing video games. Our next guest says everything from brain stimulation to literacy to character development can come from it. Dr. Cesare Wright is a professor at Rice University. Good morning. All right, I was one of those parents who said, my son will not sit on the sofa playing video games. I have an only child. And then one day I heard him, and he was saying, hey guys, listen up. We're going to go in from the backside, and then so-and-so, I want you to do this. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's like leading a team. And really, there is something good that can come from this.
Absolutely. So I teach in the Center for Engineering Leadership at Rice, which means I get some of the most brilliant kids from around the country. But one of the common denominators is a lot of times they don't have the leadership and teamwork skills that they need to excel in team environments and industry. And these multiplayer, particularly multiplayer online games, you're seeing what you saw with your son.
Yeah.
They're developing teamwork skills, communication, risk management. They're working to strategize as a team, learning to interact, develop emotional intelligence. These things that are very hard to teach academically, but they're learning them through experience.
Yeah, and the great thing about this play date was that the kids weren't in my house messing it up or like eating my food. These kids were around the world somewhere, right?
Exactly.
So super cool. And what you're challenging parents to do is that let your kids do kind of the modern things that we're talking about, but then some of the basic things to get them interested in STEM. And I think when we say STEM, a lot of times people go, oh, I don't get all that stuff. But when you teach it like this, we get all that stuff.
Yeah, I think for me there's a big difference between education and learning. Education can be a very formal process. Learning doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah, we have a lot of teachers, by the way, in the audience.
So y'all make me a little nervous. So hopefully I say some things that resonate with you, or at least challenge you to maybe think even differently about how you consider education.
Hands-on is big.
Hands-on. Everything has to be project-based, authentic. It has to resonate with the experience of the students and their interests.
Yeah.
For me, I was a bad student in middle school, high school. I didn't like being in school.
But he's a professor at Rice.
It wasn't fun. But once I got to college, I realized that learning can be fun, even if education isn't necessarily.
So different age levels of things and things that you have here.
Right. So a few things that I want to cover. One, multiplayer online gaming, as we discussed. Aside from the critical thinking skills, problem solving and all of that, but the teamwork and leadership. Drones are one of my favorite ways to really engage kids in all of the different aspects of engineering. So you have computer science, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, material science, all of these things. Drones are a vehicle into that. Yeah. And what separates drones as a toy versus a tool is the application of sensors. So this drone, for instance, has little sensors. You don't need a controller to fly this. Oh. You just use your hands, and we'll fly one of these in a while.
Yeah, can we fly it now?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
We can do that.
Okay, let's get that going there. Yeah, and the other thing with drones, of course, with that camera on there's a young man he was 17 years old, and he used his drone with the camera, started taking pictures of golf courses and things, and he goes, I got an $89,000 check. Yeah. And it's like, now my son's like, Mom, can I get a drone? Right?
Absolutely. And so we're going to demonstrate this one, but to that point, not only are there careers in developing and creating these things, but piloting and operating drones. In the legal space, if you have a kid that wants to be an attorney, one of the most dynamic spaces to be in legally is figuring out what are the implications of these technologies. How do we legislate them? So this one, hopefully this works well. We're going to drop it, and it should hover by itself.
Oh, wow.
And Deborah, you can join in.
Yeah.
So these little red sensors, if you just move your hand by those, we can control the direction of the drone.
Oh, very cool.
And so this is great for kids of pretty much all ages. I use this for second graders, third graders.
And if they're going to do that in the house, it's not the one that's going to take out your favorite lamp.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
And for me, with the biggest problem I'm going to have is my hair getting caught in this.
Yeah, right. Or the trees or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, you can control it. All right.
And then we have some of these other drones. One of the cool things is I want things to be cost effective as well. And everything you see here, all of these drones are less than $40. And so the idea is that it doesn't have to be expensive or cost prohibitive. This opens it up to kids from all different communities.
And even just reading stuff that kind of stimulates the mind about how to create an engineering in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the most important aspects of learning for your kids, if you want to prepare them to be competitive at a top tier university, reading, literacy, making sure that the STEM skills are great, but if you abstract those from the critical thinking skills and the broader social implications, it doesn't matter. And the literacy gives them that. Not only does it help them communicate more effectively, but when you have graphic novels like this that talk about, this is great, it's called In Real Life, and it looks at online gaming, but in an economic context. What does it mean to have to pay for things yourself as a kid? But also, how does this...
But that's true. My son has to come up with money online. It's fake money, but he has to earn it.
Exactly.
Right? He has to earn it.
And so what a lot of anime, graphic novels, comic books, things like that, they typically explore utopian and dystopian societies that have changed dramatically because of technology. So it causes kids to think about, when we create these new technologies, what does it do to society? Just because we could do something doesn't mean we should.
Right, exactly.
You know?
I want to wrap up with, because we need to have you back on the show for this. It's super thing. Microsoft. Microsoft is really engaged in this.
Yeah, so Microsoft's doing a lot in the community. They offer a lot of free programming through the Microsoft stores. People don't realize it's not just a place you buy an Xbox. There are a lot of free programs. We're going to share those resources online. We also have some great programs at Rice. I run a summer camp called Elite at Rice that's for emerging leaders in technology. The cool thing about
drone camps, everything.
There's drone camps. There's a lot. We have the Microsoft Drone Academy in Houston. You're in the right city for these kind of things right now. There's a lot of opportunities available at a low cost. Some of them are completely free. So please follow up with me.
All right, Cesare, thank you so much.
Yeah,
and for more information about what we discussed and other free resources to keep your children's minds stimulated this summer, head over to imstempowered.org, imstempowered.org.